All right, everybody, welcome back. It's Alex. We're doing the SAT College Board question bank, working our way through each question one little bit at a time. We're working our way currently through linear equations in two variables. If you haven't watched my first few videos in this sequence, please make sure that you go back and check out the first few, where I take a little bit more time to go into the foundational definitions that we need. Linear functions, of course, or linear equations are those basic y equals mx plus b slope-intercept expressions. We're going to be looking for parallel lines, perpendicular lines, systems of equations, that kind of thing. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in. At this stage, this is question 16 in our sequence. I usually write the last three numbers as the code, so 1D4 is what we've got here in front of us. Big wall of text, but notice that the answer choices are all words as well. The trick here is that there's no math to do. It's just an interpretation question, so let the answer choices do the thinking for you. I'm going to skip all the noise here and just take a look at the expression that they give us here. We got 3x plus 4y equals 364. And what are they asking? X is the number of triangles, y is the number of rectangles. Cool. So 24, 73. So that means that if x is the number of triangles, and 73 is the number of rectangles, I think that's all we need. Because that's x and y. I don't think this equation really means anything. Because that's the total number of paper straws, apparently. So 24 triangles are constructed, so it's either A or B. 73 paper straws were used? No, 364 paper straws were used. So it's got to be A. Just an interpretation question. Don't overdo it. We got another easy one here. Linear function, slope is 0.1, no y-intercept, so we understand the y-intercept to be 0. Don't care about any of the context here. How many pieces of pianist practice if the lesson lasted 30 minutes? Well, x is the number of minutes, so we just plug 30 into there. And of course, question 17, code 834, that's going to be y equals 0.1 times 30, because x is in minutes. They just told us 30 minutes. Multiplying 0.1 times 30 is very simple. You just move the decimal over. So that is 3, the B. That was number 17. 18, code FBF. Ooh, 3 difficulty pips on the meter here. Let's check it out. We got a y-intercept whenever x is 0. So if x equals 0, you've got yourself a y-intercept. So we can understand that the graph here goes -6, 0, -6 there. And passes through the point 2, 2. So let's estimate there. So our line would be something like this. So it's got a positive slope and a negative y-intercept. The point 20w lies on line K, so the point 20w is up here, 20w. Remember, this is 2, 2. This is 0, -6. So we've got 3 points, we can create a line. You only need 2 to create the line. So in that format, y equals mx plus b. We have the b value, because remember that this guy here is the y-intercept. That's -6. And the slope, I'm going to zoom in a little. The slope can be easily found by taking the change in the y values divided by the change in the x values. A lot of people mix this up. Make sure that you got your y's over your x's. So to find that slope, we're going to take the difference between 2 and -6, that's 8. And the difference between 2 and 0, of course, is 2. That's 4. And we noted that it's positive 4 because remember in our graph it was going up to the right. If you really want to be a stickler about it, you could say something like the change in y was -6 minus 2. And then, so if that's like y1 and this is y2, x1 is 0 and and x2 is 2, so you could say that that's negative 8 over negative 2, but that's positive for it anyway. Okay, so our slope is 4, so we got y equals 4x minus 6, because we have our slope and our y-intercept. Now to find the point w, we just plug those guys in for x and y. W equals 4 times 20 minus 6. Doing a little bit of calculation there. 80 minus 6 is 74. Yeah, not too bad. That was number 18. Number 19. D88 is our ending code. They give us a graph. They ask us to find the equation of it. It's got a negative slope, of course. All of these answer choices have negative slopes. It has a negative y-intercept. All of these answer choices have negative y-intercepts. We can't really estimate on the SAT, but we can zoom in on it. This is a PDF, of course, but on the app you can zoom in by pressing Control plus or Control minus to zoom in and out. So zooming in on that, we see that it clearly goes through 0 and negative 1. So that narrows our answer choices down to either A or D. Now to find the slope again, remember that the definition of slope is the change in the y values divided by the change in the x values. So to take the change in the y, it goes from negative 1 to negative 2 in the same amount of span that it goes from 0 to 4. So that went down 1 and over 4. Should be our slope, so that means answer A. And then for our fifth and final question in this short video, we'll do number 20 in this PDF, question B03. Again, we have a big wall of text, and our answer choices are not words this time, but rather equations in standard form. Standard form, you may recall, is the format ax plus by equals c, where the slope of the equation is negative a over b, and the y-intercept is c over b. So that's the slope and the y-intercept. That may be useful, but it's the first thing that comes to mind when I see something like this. I could also think about like the coefficients here. Each of the coefficients on x, the number in front of the x is the coefficient. So each of these numbers, 1.9, 1.5, 1, 30.7, they're all different. So if I just find what number is supposed to be multiplied by x, we're done. So let's find it. So if x is the number of sandwiches, how many sandwiches are supposed to be? So 1.5 minutes for a sandwich. So it's got to be B. Don't overthink it. Right? Like we can kind of ignore the rest of it. Don't really need any of it. If it helps you to read the rest of it, go ahead and feel free to do so. So what have we learned so far? Or what have we demonstrated? These questions don't have to be incredibly difficult. If you know the definitions of things, if you know what to recognize, we can learn some of these patterns. And I encourage you to, if you didn't, go back, try these questions on your own, pause before I do the explanation, and try them on your own. While I'm at it, let's go ahead and check our answers here. Okay. All right, we got 1D4. There's the code. Where are you at? There it is, so answer A. B is correct. Answer for that one was 74, yep. D88 should be answer A, and B03 is answer B. Yeah, so knowing our linear functions and the vocabulary that come along with them is the key to success on something like this. If you learned something, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe. If you have any comments, questions, feedback, you know what to do. Leave a comment down below and I will do my best to respond to it in a timely fashion. Thank you for watching.